Oh yes, let's carry on with the magic right now. And of course, it being a Father's Day inspired, Father's Day is closing in, and one of the best ways to spend quality time with Dad is over a truly South African braai. Yes, that's of course what we're doing and making delicious food. Now, these are the authentic moments where heart-to-heart conversations begin and advice gets shared. So, of course, here to take us through some of Father's Day spoils, we've got Chef Clem in the building. Chef Clem, this is something that I think everybody can relate to, especially if you're South African. What about you, man? We've all had beautiful moments amongst the braai, especially with our pops. You had some of yours as well?
Oh, absolutely. So I remember, without being taught, without being saying this is an official braai lesson, I remember getting the lessons from my dad. You know, when you're taking everything by what you see.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then when I was 10 years old, my dad had a very serious back up, and the whole family went to go visit him the one Sunday. And we knew we were going to braai. We had to braai. All the family. My dad goes, "You're going to braai today."
Whoa!
And I mean, it was amazing. It was epic. I delivered. The whole family was there. I was like doing the 10-year-old me, the sausage here, the chops here, like everything was happening.
What a moment.
That was the absolute moment for me. And we still talk about it today, like how he, like the lessons he taught me without saying, I'm teaching you now. And that's the thing about kids and just like the father figures in their lives, you learn so much by the actions and what they do. This was one of it, and I mean, what a surprise last week my dad came in the studio.
Yeah,
very
cool.
emotional.
I saw that.
Very emotional.
That was awesome,
and then the next day, we braaied again, and we spoke about it. It was lovely. So braai, strong connection.
So bring it on, man. Look, the only thing I learned from my dad when it comes to braaiing is that when you braai at lunchtime, you eat at nighttime.
Hey.
But that's the norm, I think.
That's the norm.
That's the
norm.
What do you got when it comes to gifting? Because I see options here, and I'm looking for something to put in my bag for this weekend.
There we go.
Looks good.
So braaiing's not just a way to get food on the table for South Africans. It's part of our culture, and we invest in that. So we get the equipment that we need to help us be best at that job. So let's start off with this braai grid, which seems so simple, but through innovation, we've come up with some really amazing things. This is the Braai grid.
All right. What's so special about this?
The two parts are separate. It's attached at the moment now, the little cable ties, but the two parts are separate. Then there's little notches over here, which means you can adjust it to like the thickness of your steak or chicken, whatever you're working with, without squashing it, especially fish. Like you don't want to squash fish. Nice. This is a really good one, the fact that you can adjust them. Then, if you want to just do like a quick little braai, you can actually just braai on either two of them, like separate them, and feed the family.
Smart. Yes,
feed the family.
Have two grids going at the same time. And I love the fact that it has this design which stops you from potentially squashing your meat at certain corners. I know with the normal grill that you kind of just plastic.
You just clamp it down.
You clamp it down, and then you don't get that even spread of the press of the grill. So this is great stuff. I like this. All right, so that's going in the basket.
Yes.
Dad's getting that for sure.
Braai, flat bottom poikie pot. I'm actually really into the flat bottoms. Yes, I've got
What's the deal with it? I've seen that at the moment. What's up with that, man?
The reason I've got mine is because you can use it directly on your gas stove, whereas the three-legged one, it's got too much of that height difference.
Yes.
So this one's practical. It works on induction, it works on gas, it works in the oven, and obviously it works on the braai. And just being flat-bottomed, it makes it a little more versatile.
But hey, that's a great tip for, especially the fact that we are in South Africa and we do still have load shedding, so you want to finish up your heat, then you can pop it on the gas. I like that.
And being cast iron will keep it hotter for longer. And you'll actually find because of the weight of the lid, it almost creates a little more pressure, so things cook a little quicker.
Nice.
Like that one.
Proper.
Then we got talking about the braai grid, we got the braai grid cleaning brush. And this is the multi-head one. So you have let me just show you. We've got two sides of the bristles, plus we've got that scraper on the top.
Get all that grease and stuff off.
Exactly. Don't be one of those people be like, no, I leave my braai grid dirty. It's flavor.
It's flavor. Like the air fryer.
Clean your air fryer, clean your braai grid. This is how you do it. Then, not even a braai essential, a life essential, a USB fire lighter. Okay?
Whoa.
You never need matches again. You never need to worry about gas and your lighter. It's USB powered. Nice. So as long as it's charged and it holds its charge for a very long time, you get that very satisfying blue flicker of the light that lights everything. Love that one.
And it's essential for the wind that we get here when you want to try a lighter braai. That's embarrassing if you can't get your own fire started.
Exactly.
So that thing articulates by the looks of it, so you get into it.
Bendy arm and wind does nothing. It will light your fire. Then, we spoke about the bright ones a little earlier. These are good ones, and I love the fact that they're wooden because the wood ages beautifully, and it just adds to the whole experience of the gift that Dad got this year. And in 5 years' time, it just looks just as beautiful. To go with that, we got the steak board. What's the difference between a chopping board and a steak board? Now, you see these little grooves in here?
Yeah.
Now, your chopping board at home also might have them, but look how big these are. So what happens is...
Drainage or something. What is
for
it?
drainage. If we we do steaks, right? We do like quite a few steaks. We serve it on the board with a big carving knife. You can serve it.
Yeah.
As people slice, steaks lose a bit of that juice. It runs a little bit. That catches all of it, so it doesn't end up on your beautiful linen tablecloth. The board's got you covered.
Nice. It's like the castle. What's that thing you get before you get into the castle?
The moat.
The moat.
There you go.
So cool.
A moat of meat juice.
Beautiful meat.
Ah, drink. Okay,
That
so
is awesome.
no, we're not going to duel. We're not dueling.
Are we going to have are we going to do that cop?
You might think you don't need a braai glove. Let me tell you, there's so many injuries caused unnecessarily when it comes to braaiing. A braai glove is amazing. You can handle, I'm talking about glowing white
So I was
logs.
going to ask you that because I actually got this pair from Woolies, right? I was using this in my fireplace, and I don't know if you're allowed to or supposed to, but I literally put my hand straight in the fire, move the log, get it some air. I'm like up in there like a surgeon, and I felt nothing.
You feel nothing.
Are you supposed to?
You can. I mean, you also get braai tongs to help you. Like we have the braai tongs that have specifically for wood and then for meat. You can use the braai tongs, but these are what happen when you really need like to get in there really quickly. You can handle extremely hot temperature. Talking about the whole potjie pot, the lid, the bottom, the braai coals, the braai logs. This is what it is, and you feel some sort of power when you don't snap your fingers. Don't snap your fingers. This is what you need for your braai essentials.
I love it. What about a glove 5?
Hey.
Beautifully
Yes.
done, my man. And of course, that is what it is about. Gather around the braai this Father's Day and celebrate moments that matter. And you can get 20% off 2 braai essentials at Woolworths until the 18th of June. So shop this deal in-store, online, and of course on the Woolies app. And your T's and C's do apply. What are you waiting for? Get your braai on. Bye-bye.